only to be silenced by pure legal brilliance. Today, you'll witness the courtroom moment that left Judge Richard Posner speechless and turned Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett into a viral icon of truth, logic, and power. It started as a simple legal debate, a televised judicial hearing that was never meant to go viral. Judge Posner, known for his sharp wit and no-nonsense logic, had publicly questioned Crockett's credentials. Could a freshman congresswoman really understand the complexities of federal law? Could she stand her ground against one of the most experienced judges in American history? But what Judge Posner didn't expect was that Jasmine Crockett wasn't just another politician. She was a federal defense attorney with real courtroom wins and a record that could humble even the toughest critics. Before stepping into politics, Jasmine Crockett had already built a reputation across Texas courtrooms, defending constitutional rights, arguing before federal benches, and crafting legislation that stood the test of scrutiny. Her opponents often underestimated her, until she began quoting case law from memory. That day, inside the Supreme Court hearing, when Judge Posner asked her to cite a single major case she had personally argued, Crockett smiled. "With all due respect, Your Honor, I'll start with United States v. Rivera, 5th Circuit, 2019, where I successfully argued the government's overreach on evidence suppression. And if you'd like a more recent example, Smith v. Dallas County, 2020, where my argument set precedent on qualified immunity. Shall I continue?" The courtroom went silent. Judge Posner looked down at his notes. For the first time, the questioner had no question left, but this was just the beginning. What came next would not only humble a judge, it would redefine what leadership looks like in modern America. She broke down federal evidence standards, legislative intent, and the ethics of judicial accountability, using clear, grounded logic that resonated far beyond the courtroom walls. Every statement she made was backed by record, citation, and lived experience. You could almost feel the energy shift. The judge, once the mentor, now seemed to be learning from the student. Justice isn't a theory, it's a practice. We cannot talk about fairness in law if we silence the voices of those who fight for it daily. I've been in those courtrooms. I've seen the human cost of every motion, every denial, every delay. And I won't let expertise be dismissed just because it comes from a black woman in Congress. The audience, and even the opposing counsel, couldn't help but applaud quietly. This was no longer a clash of egos. It was a lesson in integrity. Within hours, clips of the exchange hit social media. Millions watched as Crockett combined courage, evidence, and empathy in one unforgettable display of leadership. Legal scholars called it a moment that bridged the gap between the courtroom and the Congress floor. But what came next stunned even her supporters, because Judge Posner himself had something unexpected to say.